Y'all, it is a happily rainy, cold Monday morning. And we have drug in from breakfast to give you guys the In the Know podcast on again rainy and cold April. You know, this weather is got, I mean, you don't even know how to dress anymore, bro. Nah. You just got to come out in layers and hope for the best. Yeah. Like this crazy. It was just 80 degrees, man.
It's got all kinds of stuff in the truck.
Just like, dude, like you really have to, man, you got to put on a sweatshirt, a hoodie, t-shirt, 2 pairs of socks, and then kind of unfold as you go. Because you don't know what's going to happen, you know what I mean? You don't know what the weather's going to be like. But this is In the Know podcast. I'm T. Shell. This guy right here is Jay Cutter.
What up?
And today, we're going to be on some foolishness. I think, especially with this, I don't want to call it. Was it a play? Or was it I don't know, man, but let's talk about this assassination attempt. I'm kind of perplexed. Like,
yeah, I ain't really understand. It almost looked like a movie.
Right. It's
but
like,
it was like a low budget movie. It was like a Tubi movie.
It was like BET late night.
Yeah.
It was something.
Camcorder special.
Right. Man, but out of all of that, the 2 things that surprised me when they went back and looked at the film was the lady that was stealing the champagne off the table. and the dude that was in the corner eating. He was just like this. His table, people on the ground, and he was what's going on? He wasn't even looking like he was perplexed as to what was going on. He was like, shit, I paid my money. I ain't moving. Right. And I'm killing myself laughing. Like, this is too funny.
And you know what's crazy though now? The other day I was scrolling, you know how everybody put videos up.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody had a video that said, Iran said that they would try to assassinate the president.
Mm.
And, you know, you overlook most of that. You're like, okay, whatever. But then you see this.
You go like,
happen. And
boy, Iran's trying to get to it.
Because, see, the dude that they caught or whatever, I don't even know what nationality he is.
It's kind of hard to blink it out, but he was from California, as I was reading. He was like some kind of teacher. And then he left some kind of long manifesto. What I be trying, that's what I always, why all these guys take the time to write a manifesto of what they believe in, and that, now you imagine how quick the FBI got that, but we still ain't got no Epstein files. They had that overnight. They read the whole manifesto off.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but the Epstein's got rich people on it. It's not gonna flow like that. Old dude was broke. You know what I'm saying? He was a broke dude that spazzed out. I don't know if he was sent on a mission or what, but
that's crazy, man.
he was like one, like, you know, like he was just a broke dude that had enough. And he was like, I'm gonna plot.
See, because I'm just trying to figure out, though, cuz, I mean, you think about it. The president and the vice president here. This is the table, right? So I'm assuming you coming in the room this way, because I was assuming he wouldn't make no turns. He would just flow into the room and go wherever he need to go, and everybody sit down, right? So there got to be a certain level of security that's right there, and then all these points going to the entrance. How in the world do anybody even get any kind of shot off? Anything remotely, and nobody caught it?
What, he ran by the people in the front. I saw that part of the video.
Okay, so where the shots come? Did the shots come from
The
him?
shots came from out of the room, it seemed like, because it didn't sound live. It sounded
like
it was
just
next door or something. Yeah, like it was in a room next to him or something.
Right.
I don't know. It doesn't. None of it comes together for me right now.
I'm gonna
have to follow this.
I've been scratching my head with this one for a bit.
I'm gonna follow this one.
When you go back and look at it, it's the dude that's got the card thing in front of the president, right? And he between him and Melania or whatever, and then he kind of look up like, it got me in the shot. Am I ready? You know what I mean? Type deal. He didn't even look like it was anything going on.
Yeah.
And then they took off. It's like, hold on, man, this just don't look right.
Some people reacted to it. Some people didn't. But that lets you know the shots weren't in the room.
Right.
Because if shots are in the room, my man gives up that plate, old girl give up the drinks, and shiny, and everybody's scattering. You talk about running.
And that's the whole thing, though, nobody took off running.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they would tell people to get down, but see, I'm thinking that was like, it just looked staged, man. It didn't look right.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
It don't. I ain't,
I don't know, it could have actually happened. I mean, but it's just.
But it looked funny.
Yeah, and the shots were too far away.
You know.
So you run past the front security, but you don't go in to lick a shot in the ballroom.
Right.
That's weird. Like, so you
So
risk
why would
your
you
life
take a shot way out there?
to take a shot that's nowhere near. Something ain't right. Cause like when you heard them, when the actual sounds that went off like a gun or whatever, you could tell it wasn't in the room because you didn't hear the pop. You didn't hear the pop from it. You heard the boom, boom.
Yeah.
You heard like what you would hear if someone's in another room shooting.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't get that.
And I think what make it all kind of funny to me is I got friends on, that I can say they vote for the other side. I ain't even say the other side. They vote for Trump because I ain't on nobody's side. You know what I mean? But even when they start looking at shit like this and going, yeah, you know something up. You know what I mean? Like they going like, come on, man. Like 3 different attempts. Like this shit getting old, okay? And they said that they think he plotted it because his approval ratings are too low. So I was like,
I'm gonna tell you something.
hey,
but
but Hollywood and political, it's always been a mesh, in there. So I don't know.
It's see, this is the thing. This is where I struggle. Now, it's just me personally.
Gotcha.
But I struggle to listen to the people who feed us propaganda for the truth. I struggle with that because it's hard to trust a source that gives you bull jive and the truth at the same time.
Right.
So it's like you have to pick and sort through what's relevant or what's considered to be true or what's not true. So I don't really have time to do all that.
Right.
I don't you know what I'm saying? I don't feel like that's my spot. Like, why do I have to like really search through to find out what really happened or what's really going on? It's like unless everything's dirty.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You have to be hiding something for somebody to got to figure something out.
Right.
If not, you're gonna come straight forward up front and let everything be known and be told right then. That's why I'm like, okay, it's too much.
Yeah, and we were all talking about that when me, Jimmy, and Rodney was talking about that on the way to Charlotte Friday, and we was talking about how easy it is for people to say, oh, well, that's fake news. Coming from the same media now. That's fake news, that's fake news, that's fake news. But, yeah, when it comes to them trying to single out a source for anything that's derogatory towards people of color, black, brown, indifferent, you use the same source. So how can they be fake when they're talking about you, but it's the truth when it's talking about everybody else?
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? Like it's way too much in there. And we were actually talking about Dave Chappelle, you know, and then we're talking about him, you know, going over to Saudi Arabia doing the show or whatever, and then how all of a sudden the money is dirty when he go to do it, but our government does business with the Saudis. Hollywood does business with the Saudis. We've seen the golf tournament go over there.
Wrestling goes over there.
Right, so everybody do business with the Saudis, but when he go to do it, all of a sudden the money is dirty. You get what I'm saying? So it's a play. It's you really have to stay conscious and stay on it, even if, regardless of political party, which, like I say, I don't deal with either one of them because I think it's a bunch of rich people who try to manipulate they don't try, they manipulate poor people. You get what I'm saying, for their own benefit. So I don't need to run with either one of them. But what I'm saying is, even if you don't affiliate, you gotta be conscious.
Yeah, you still gotta know
what's going on.
Yeah, you still have to know.
You know what I mean? So it's like, man, come on. Like you can't keep throwing the rock and hiding hands.
And it's like the system itself though. Like I hear people say they want to operate outside the system. You can't.
It's not
But
possible.
the thing about it is, this is why I always tell my young guys, the young ladies, that ask me these kind of questions. Man, I always tell them one thing. I say, look, it's the same thing with school. You might not agree with what you're learning. Might not even like what you're learning. But in order to function in this particular society, you better learn it. See, you have to learn the system to survive the system. Then you make your way. But you can't make your way until you master what's there. You know what I'm saying? You gotta learn what's there. Then you put your mark on it. But you can't put your mark on something that you didn't start or that you have no idea of how it functions. You can't just dive in and think you're gonna just be the great divider, the great problem solver, or whatever you want to call yourself. It's like you gotta realize it's a process, man.
When I was when I had first just really started working, and a guy that was my supervisor, he used to say that all the time was comply and complain. So he was like, comply with whatever got going on, or what a supervisor or whatever was telling you, so that then turn around and make your complaint too. You know what I'm saying? Because once you've done whatever they need you to do, then let's talk about it. He said, because what's going to happen is if you try to book the system before you do it, you're going to run into a tunnel or a wall in a sense. And stuff like that made sense to me.
Because you give them rights. You give them rights to shut you down.
Right.
Because you didn't get like on the basic level. You didn't come in on the fundamental level, so that you knew, okay, now it's not time to say it.
Right.
There will be a time to say it.
Right.
But now's not the time to say it. You know what I'm saying? It's like now's the time to fall back. You may be mad. You may feel like it's unfair, whatever the case. Fall back until you know when to talk, so that your voice is effective. But that's the thing that a lot of us have. A lot of us are under so much pressure and have been through so much. You just mad, and so you tend to spaz out.
Yeah.
But it's always the wrong time. It's always the worst possible time to spaz out, and we do that. We end up losing. We end up losing things, and this, something. It's kind of got to do with this, but it's a little bit off. There are a lot of places that are laying off right now.
Man,
that's shutting down. There's a lot of businesses that are closing and all this other stuff. My people, let's start supporting each other's businesses. Because if you think about it, the black dollar is the most powerful dollar it is. But it's where we're putting it. If we were to put more of the dollar in our hands, y'all, we would see a difference. But we can't see a difference because we're too busy trying to find out what's wrong amongst each other instead of what's right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
like
yeah, that's
you
big time.
look at our government, different people. They don't like each other. They would just as soon kill each other. But guess what? They'll stand at that podium and be on one accord in front of the people.
Right.
They might be talking junk back behind the curtain.
Right.
Yeah, well, we gonna fire him in 6 months, or they, you know what I'm saying? Or when,
Right.
when I get my cabinet together, they're not gonna be there. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But they don't break down the big plan. The big idea still goes forward,
Right.
regardless of how they feel about the person that's right there beside them.
And what you're saying is the absolute truth. Is it, you know, but that's something that we always been pushing since we got this stuff. But even before we got this thing started, was the support for each other. What we don't understand is we are interdependent on each other's success.
Yeah.
So if you fail, or let's say I fail, it might not hit you right now, but eventually it will. You get what I'm saying? On top of that, the black dollar stays in our community 6 hours. Yeah, I think they said in the Asian community it stays like 17, 18 days. The Jewish community is almost like a month. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, what is it? I think part of it is fear. Here go what happens. You look at Tulsa, Greenwood, Wilmington, North Carolina, all these places where we had thriving neighborhoods. We didn't ask nobody for them. We grew our own food. We banked in our own banks. All that kind of stuff. They burned. So the fear is that we can build it up again, but somebody's gonna burn it. One way or the other. You hear what I'm saying? Maybe not literally set fire to it, but in the marketing, all this kind of stuff, it's gonna be a way to make it look less.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so because that's what truly happened.
Yeah.
So think about it. And I used to listen to my grandfather all the time, and me and him would just sit and just talk about how it was to where we are now before he passed away. And you know, back then, how rough they really had it. So they wasn't able to go to certain restaurants. You couldn't do anything. You had to be solely dependent on your people. So that's what they done. They made their own communities. They had their own farms. They had their own dentists. All that. So you had a community that was self-reliant. You built millionaires inside of that community until somebody said, well, I want equality. I want to be able to go and sit at that Woolworths counter and eat. So you let people spit in your food, spit on you, throw shit on your head, do all this just so you can sit at that counter. But what you really don't understand what you done was you took the importance of the black businesses you left. Mm-hmm. So now you feel like, okay, well they're treating me as an equal. No, they just realized that you gonna willingly give them your money, while abandoning the person that you actually had to eat with, because you feel like, oh, I gotta be a part of this. You know what I mean? A part of like build something for yourself. Yeah. You know, and I think that's the fear. Everybody's scared to do it. Everybody else is doing it except us.
Well, too, we don't. One of the things that has like really hit us historically is that we don't have a military to protect what we build. If we had a military to protect blacks as we build things, collect and you know, have things and own things or whatever, if we actually have a military, we will be able to stand. But like when you don't have a military, this is not your land, you're not gonna reach the top level, okay? You're just not. And the reason why I say that is because if you look at how our black millionaires and even some billionaires are treated versus how white millionaires and billionaires are treated, there is always a difference. It doesn't matter. You think about all of the jokers that have gotten into some mess and have not seen a jail cell. Here comes Bill Cosby, foundational in change in our community. Now you want to reach back to some stuff that no one can even prove, first of all, because that was during the era where getting high was what they did in Hollywood. Let's just be honest.
They still do it.
Right. But they did it was openly. I mean, come on, you got that was your Woodstock time, your pills was popping, your heroin was popping. Everybody was everywhere doing everything, acid, they were doing everything. But you pinpoint that to say what this man may or may not have done in a party situation.
Yeah.
To separate him from what he's done community-wise. Because if you think back to the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s, when Cosby was turning Negroes towards college, but getting them to support black universities. HBCUs were everywhere during Different World and the late Cosby Show episodes. It's like when he had the ability to purchase something that Negroes had never done before. No one had ever been able to approach NBC and say, look, how much you want for it? Okay. Well, here. No one's ever been able to do that. They've always needed a team. So when Bill was there without the team, I got this. No, you don't, because you are not going to be able to influence the minds of these Negroes now. We're not going to let that happen. Because, it's just common sense. You look at how things are geared towards us. Just like we try to teach our kids, sports isn't the only way out of the neighborhood.
Right.
We try to teach them that. But guess what? Every time you see a sporting event of any kind, you hear our flavor in the music. You see our representation with our rappers, our people. You always see us in a place that they want to draw us to. See, they make sure one of us is there to basically signify it's okay to be here. You see what I'm saying? So it's like we're not going to win that way. Like we were just talking about earlier, the media controls the population. Because people are now plugged in so much to technology that we don't even use majority of our brain anymore. We use technology. And because we were talking about how we don't remember phone numbers anymore. We don't remember locations, landmarks. Now you're all GPS. Even though you know where you're going. Put it in the GPS. Why? It's like we have basically turned away from using the mind, and we've now become all blown out followers. Now, there is no creation in following. None. There's absolutely none. But we wonder why we're in that rut as a people is because we've given the ability to create away. And then also, I look at how we don't do anything quietly.
Yeah.
Everything that we do doesn't need to be publicized.
Right.
You don't need a crowd to do something that you're supposed to do.
You don't need nothing.
You know what I'm saying? We always want that platform moment, that I gotta be seen moment. No, man, dude, look. Especially when you're doing something you know they don't want you to be doing.
Right, you gotta learn how to build inside.
Cause for real, you look at your different stars that have tried to reach back to the community and look what happened to them. Soon as they
get axed.
Soon as they reach their arm.
And that's what I was talking about. The book, the $40 Million Slave.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in a sense, there's not one actor or entertainer that you can look at that successfully done something for his own people, and That's just what it is. I can't think of nobody that reached back and ain't got hung. Even when Robert Smith tried to do that a few years ago when he paid the tuition of the guys that graduated from Morehouse. Soon as he did, soon as it was announced, it was like 2 months later they had him on a tax evasion charge. I mean, when he could have just done it undercover and went on about his business. It's that's what the setup is, because none of these guys, and it is not their fault in a sense, because either which way it's gonna clip you. If you go against the grain and don't use their accountants, they hookups, they're gonna figure out a way to cut your throat. They're gonna let you earn it as long as they get a piece.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But the minute you feel like you're gonna empower your people, they're gonna cut you. They're gonna cut you one way or the other. You know, because I look at all the big time entertainers and athletes and stuff like that, and the only one that really scared me was Jalen Brown. When Jalen Brown announced that you in Boston, and you're gonna announce that you're basically gonna build another Black Wall Street, you're gonna do something to empower your people. And I immediately got scared with bro. Like, somebody's gonna knock you off, because you can't do that with us. Yeah. The last thing we need from the outside is that we need empowerment, because the notion is that as bad as slavery was and all kind of the Jim Crow era and the lynchings and all that we're gonna take the time that if we get into any kind of situation where we can get better, that we're gonna actually take the time out for revenge. And we ain't got that kind of time.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? We just don't. You know what I'm saying? Not to say we not gonna, if you come at us right now, you're gonna get met with it, but I'm not gonna go back. You get what I'm saying? For something that was done, you know, I know what happened. I know how to move. The best thing you can do for the both of us, just stay the fuck out of my way. That's just it. Yeah. You know, and we'll be all right. It's okay to not like me. You know what I'm saying? You could not like me for my skin color. You could not like me for whatever.
I'm still,
you know what I'm saying? But I gotta move. You know what I'm saying? It don't stop anything.
Yeah.
We gotta change the mindset amongst our own people. What we always said together was we knew we couldn't do it in no big group, because it don't work in a big group.
Right.
Because what happens is somebody feel like you're not moving fast enough. So somebody wants to be the chief until they realize how much work it is. Some people just want to be out front and be on camera. We see that with our own local people. That's the reason why we don't. For the most part, I don't rock with none of them, because it's just a mouth. You just run it off at the mouth. Instead, like I said, you know the play. You know what's got to be done, but you're wasting time to go jump and be in front of a camera instead of actually doing the work.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So, for me, you know, we got things that we can always work on. You know, but as much as us sitting here, I don't say nothing to nobody about any of them, because there's no need for you to know. The only people you need to know is the people who are directly in line to make it happen. Other than that, nobody even know what you got going on. You know what I mean? That's why I say, you know, when we talk about millionaires and billionaires and all this stuff, you notice that they always revert back to Jay-Z. And not here lately, it's been Nas too. You know, they want to tell us everything that they invest in. Why do you think that is? For me, I think it's more along to breed the hate. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, he invested in this. Oh, he invested in that. They don't tell us everything that Warren Buffett invested in, Bill Gates, Elon. They don't know. We don't know the depths of what they invested in, because they got so much money to move that it ain't. You can't keep up with it. You get what I'm saying?
And if you knew, you couldn't do nothing about it.
Right.
Yeah.
The only thing you can do about it is not support it.
That's it. And then the crazy part is, what you think you're not supporting, you are supporting on another page.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because they're linked together.
Right.
So you may not support up front.
But I always said that, you know when you listen to Dr. Claude Anderson, it's our power is in our economics, and we just choose to keep Cadillac going. We keep choosing to keep Mercedes going. You know, in the biker world, black folks saved Harley Davidson. Nobody don't want to tell the truth, but when they was slowing down and realized, oh, all of a sudden they gave us the black Harley patch, black Harley ride. That's when you start seeing the boys come out with the big wheels, the sound system, all that kept the machine going.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? But ain't nobody clued in because everybody was liking the style. You know what I mean? But they essentially kept all that going. You get what I'm saying? It's I would just love to see what we could be if we just done it on our own.
But that would require us to ignore the narrative, which never happens.
So
We're very, very reactive people.
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like so much has already happened. So any chance we get to lash out, we lash out. And it's like, it's not to get you anything, might make you feel better for a moment or two, but it's still not gonna change anything. It's not gonna bring anything to a different level.
Right.
That's why I was saying like earlier, if we would just be more concerned about us. And see, understand one thing, because some people, even though it's already been talked about, they still don't understand. It's not racism to consider your own people. It's not. Because if it was, guess what? We wouldn't be having to fight through so many boundaries and walls to get the same thing that everybody else you work with or be around gets. We wouldn't have to fight so hard to get those regular things.
Right.
That's what it's like. It's hard enough being a black person. Period. Regular stuff. So it's like when we go against each other, we compound the problem.
Mm-hmm.
So we make it now. I gotta fight my people and other people to just be regular. That's crazy.
Right.
You wonder why we're so mentally tired and beat down all the time, can't have relationships properly and all this other stuff.
Please don't talk about regular when it comes to us. Because man, I'm telling you, I don't know where the hell we went wrong, but the way we were so quick to call somebody weird or lame or a simp and all this kind of silly shit because you know how they may treat the person that they got in their life and their relationship, banging out and dragging them and all that kind of stuff, or you not on unless you know we in the club 5 nights a week with candles on a bottle of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? To say I got it. I ain't nowhere in hell I'm gonna spend $100,000 telling a motherfucker I got $100,000.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like that don't even make sense to me. But there's people that just that fucking dumb that we believe, and when you go to look at it, those same clubs and shit don't even be owned by us. Yeah. We want to go and inflate and make somebody else rich. It's just building your own shit. You know what I'm saying? On top of that, learn how to treat that club on the why is it that if you go to his club, it's mandatory that you be able to smoke and get high. You get what I'm saying? You got everybody else in there smelling like a weed factory just because you want to get high at home. You get what I'm saying? I had to deal with that shit all the time. But I done been at the football fields, man. At youth football games. And motherfuckers want to smoke. Like, man, take that shit to your car or just do it at home. Ain't no reason. An 8-year-old should walk out from a ball game and be like, I smell weed. Why?
Yeah.
Why, y'all? That shit don't, if you motherfucking 40, 50 years old and you still think that lighting up a blunt at a youth football game is being in, you slow.
Yeah.
You slow. There's something wrong with you for real.
It's the thing that I see in that, because shout out to my clients at the shop because they have done a real good job of not coming in the shop smelling like a pound. And it's not the fact that I'm against weed.
No,
I could care less about whether you smoke or not. The point about it is, it doesn't fit the situation. We don't have enough compassion for each other's businesses and functions. But see,
Right.
we go to the oppressor's functions and we are there suit and tie, laced up, straight and narrow.
In order.
Straight and narrow with no questions.
No question.
Not one.
But soon as they say, boy, you know what? Wow. But Josh got a nice spot down there. And I ain't going unless I can smoke.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because we want too much from each other. That's the main problem with black.
Instead of just handling the rules just like you would do
Right.
with anybody else.
Treat folks like you would treat these other businesses.
Right.
Have that respect. It's like, just because we're the same people doesn't mean I owe you anything. Because you could have started a business just like I started a business.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't owe you anything.
Right.
You either shop with me or you don't.
Right.
But I'm not gonna bend over just for you to shop. Nah, push. Go on down there.
I find the right client.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because we got enough, it's enough of us that support us out here.
Oh yeah, that's
For
what
us
I'm
to
saying.
thrive and be just fine.
Just
You know what I'm
fine.
saying?
It's
So
just
these messages are not for the ones who don't care nothing about black business. We're not even talking to you.
Right.
You gonna do your thing.
Right.
Go spend your money with the
Right.
folk like you
Quit
been doing.
thinking that the services and the goods and stuff are just less. That's what I hate, man. Like, just because you see a black body, don't automatically assume, oh, this cheap.
Yeah.
You know, it's not of quality as everybody else's stuff. And then you turn around and end up paying more money and get less.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you have. You were gonna show the world. You put that up on your live that you done it. You know what I mean? But you see us and be like, can I get a hookup? Nah. You can hook the hell out of here. That's what you can do. But ain't no
that's what I
the hook deals. Because you know what? People who get hooked up by me are people who have supported me, or when they come into my fold and they use me enough to be like, you know what, man, I can cut something off of that. They don't know it. I don't go and tell them. I just do it because I'm the one writing the check. I'm the one that's going to get the goods to make it happen. So I can cut my labor out of there whenever I feel like.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Because I know you done looked out.
Right.
And I'm gonna tell you what, another thing I'm gonna drop real quick, and I want to get it out there because it's a bunch of bullshit too. That black people don't tip. That's bullshit.
Right.
You hear what I'm saying? That's pure bullshit. Ask my daughter how I tip. That's when we talk about food, you know, because that's when she married with me. But any kind of services, I'm gonna tip. And you put in a good job, but quit looking at us like we don't tip.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I done had plenty of clients of mine over the years, me catering, and they $100. I had one man, I done this for you, gave me an extra $250. Cause just the way you handle it. So get that shit out your brain too, man. Matter of fact, we need to come up with a line of shirts that say black people tip and just walk the fuck on. That's all, you know what I'm saying? Like, really, that's what it needs to say. We tip.
Yeah.
Get that shit out your head. Now, don't get me wrong. You probably have ran into somebody who don't. But quit putting that shit on the shade of people. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Don't do that, man. That's ugly. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's one thing I want to throw out there before.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I mean, I agree. It's just, the thing about it, it's so funny. That's why I say we have a bad mentality because we're not taught finances early. We grow up having to learn finances, but we're learning in the storm.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, few of us get a chance to learn this stuff before we've made these large mistakes. Before we've created this crazy debt. Before, you know what I'm saying? Before we're in the pot boiling.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We didn't get a chance to sit back and look at the pot.
And I think that's generally just what happened. Like, you know, coming from a place of survival, it was all about okay, let me make sure such and such bill paid, the rent paid, and whatever I may have left is for me to splurge with. Not, we didn't know nothing about investing. None of that stuff. We just not catching those gems to now play catch up in a sense.
Yeah.
And that was, like I said, it was only so many of us who had that ability back then. But guess what happened? Every time them cats went to speak, other motherfuckers who might not be as intelligent thought they were just being smart. Like being smart, like you being a smart ass, you ain't trying to teach me nothing. You don't want to listen to it because it don't sound like what's coming out of your mouth. They go a cat who's speaking proper English to try to teach you something, and you don't even want to listen just because of the way he speaks.
Yeah.
Not what's actually coming out of his mouth. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, if you don't take that knowledge, there's nothing that man can do about it.
Yeah.
But you're gonna learn in the end how to put up money, know how to, invest, you make you a rainy day fund. All of that is necessary for survival. To me.
Yeah. So I would see the thing about it was our survival level changed, but our information level didn't change. We needed, let me take ED off of it. We need more money and different things now than we did before. But the information didn't increase. Inflation did. You see what I'm saying? Like your bills went up, just like Duke Energy got a boost just a little while ago,
right?
A couple months ago. They got a boost, and and then you get groceries, they got a boost, gas, they got a boost, but you haven't heard about the jobs giving a boost. You see what I'm saying? So your income didn't increase.
Your income didn't increase.
So
you're gonna have to figure it out.
Right. You think about if your income didn't increase, so you're definitely not going to put you in the line for investments, because now what play money you had is now into the pot for your bills and different things, because now everything's went up from whether you have children or not. That's going to cost you, because you got to drive to these functions.
Right.
You got to pick them up.
Right.
You got to feed them. You got to clothe them.
Yeah.
You gotta do all that before them letters come in with Duke Energy, water bill, gas bill, you know what I'm saying? Mortgage, rent, whatever you're doing.
Rent, a loan, all kind of stuff.
Before any car insurance, car payment, before any of that comes, you gotta deal with your people. And it's like we get to the point to where we don't understand how to draw that line to where this is foolish and this is not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like I could do some things to keep up, but why?
Right.
If it's not something I desire and it's just something that you desire me to do, it doesn't make sense to me.
Right.
See, like I have to desire the move, not you. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're, that's where we get into impressing people and doing stuff because someone else is doing it. And that leads you to problems, because we labeled it, I think they used to say living like the Joneses or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's really a true thing, because let's just be honest, folks get tired of the struggle, but how tired are you really? Are you tired enough to do something different? That's where we are as people. Like, don't be so tired and frustrated that you're willing to do something stupid, but be tired and frustrated enough that you're willing to now find another way to execute what needs to be done so that you can get to that next level and be comfortable. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
We gotta calm down and stop reacting so much and start responding. We gotta start putting game plans together within each household. You know what I'm saying? Before you can get together with a group, you got to get yours together.
Man, what?
You got to have your people together, or else you no good.
So that's what happened. So I got a way now to show on camera how to do the zero budget.
Okay.
So
that's gonna bless
that's
you.
gonna be an episode coming here shortly because that's all we're gonna talk about.
Yeah, that's gonna really free some people too.
Man, listen.
Yeah.
When I tell you the last 6 years have been like totally transformed from the way we were doing it, and like I say, my wife took a stab at it. Hell, I just rolled with it, but it does everything we needed to do. Like there is no more shock in I need $500 right now when it's already right here.
Right.
It's gonna be some pain in it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
What it's gonna actually do is gonna piss you off before it saves you. Because then you're gonna have to realize how much money you got going out the door to shit that don't even matter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How much you spend on these subscriptions and all of that all by itself, you're like, oh, yeah, for real. Yeah, for real. And if you change just that little aspect, and start divvying that money up in different places, and where you need to save it at, man, you have a life for freedom.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm seeking.
Yeah.
You know, like I say, I tell anybody, my financial freedom is never having to ask for the day off.
Yeah.
I ain't gotta ask nobody for the day off. I take the day whenever I feel like.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
So
So that's where we at.
On that note, though, black businesses also had to present themselves better. Some of us, some of our businesses need to be presented better. As far as
you know what I'm
saying, as far as what we offer, how we offer it, how we speak to our people, how we deal with
the attitude.
how we deal with these people. You gotta be welcoming.
All the time.
Yeah,
all the time.
Because it doesn't matter what you go through before you get to your job or your career.
Right.
Guess what? If that's your business, remember that's your money. Remember no one else is going to give you anything other than what you produce. So put all of whatever's happened way over here somewhere and get to business. That's why people wonder that, man, at the shop. And I used to tell them all the time, I said, dude, understand one thing. I said, yeah, I go through stuff, go through a lot. I said, but it's mine to go through, not yours.
Right.
So when you come in here, you're expecting a certain thing. You're expecting me to greet you, shoot the bobo, you understand me, whatever we're doing, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Right.
We're gonna maintain that because you see a lot of times what folk don't understand is the people that come in to serve, you know what I'm saying, to get service from you, they bless your life too. Because they bring energy, they bring different things to you that you need throughout your day as well.
Right.
It's not all about what you're giving to them all the time. Right. It's like we gotta look at the reciprocal effect of it to where we can go, you know, like what a person brings to the table and understand that you don't have to bring everything to the table all the time. Everything's not about you. You know what I'm saying? It's like really receive what your clients have, and that builds relationships. And guess what that does? That keeps you on their mind. So when they do need that product or they do need that service, you'll be the one that pops up because you know what, man? Well, we had a good time with it. What's his name? Let me call and see if he got some. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
We become a part of each other's thinking.
Gotcha.
You know, because there's certain businesses that when you think of getting something done, you think of that business.
Yeah.
Whether it's
like when you need some
big boy joint,
chicken wings, and some chicken fingers tossed in ginger and sauce.
Or you gonna go M&J's, or you gonna miss out and get some honey chicken or something. Right. You gonna go to M&J's or eat some ribs. But it's like that's where we have to get to as a people, to where we enjoy seeing each other thrive.
Oh yeah, man.
We enjoy seeing each other make it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because we've seen the struggle enough.
Man, too much.
We've seen it enough, and we have the
keys. We done seen it all,
to control it to where we don't see it anymore. Yeah, we don't have to.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But like I say, unity. The key component to unity is agreement, and when you can't get agreement, you can't have unity.
Gotcha.
So that's where the smaller groups, the like-minded people, that's where they begin to link up and not tell me about it. Mm-hmm. Because like, if I've reached out to you and you've given me your statement on something, I respect that and I leave it right there. So if I'm coming with something and it doesn't fit what me and you've already talked about, guess what? I'm not even gonna bother you with it.
Right.
I'm not gonna try to persuade you to do that. No, because you do what you want to do. You put your money where you want to put it. You put your time where you want to put it.
Right.
So if you told me it's something you wanted to do and it's something that we're starting, guess what? I'm gonna come to you. But if it's something that we talked about and you're not interested, hey, that's cool. Do you?
Right.
We're still gonna move.
Gotta move.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
It's like I don't know. That's one of the problems we've had in our community is if we can't get people to see things our way, it's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
They're wrong if they don't see it how we see it. No, that's terrible. That's an absolute terrible way to think. You know what I'm saying? But we just gotta open back up and have more compassion. You know what I'm saying?
So there's less confusion with less people. Like,
Yeah.
I can take it on by myself, or take it on by yourself until it becomes too much for you. And then you add somebody else to the team. But other than that, I mean, we're gonna rock it out and keep doing what we do and making it happen. So,
Yeah.
other than that, man, how close are we to Black Jeopardy?
We are weeks away. We should be 2 weeks out from Black Jeopardy.
Black Jeopardy.
Yeah.
We're gonna have some fun.
Yeah. Black Jeopardy is gonna be fun.
It's gonna be absolutely
We're gonna test some old heads. We're gonna find out what's in that think tank, right? 'Cause yeah, it's going down.
We got a couple more things in the fire.
Yeah.
We won't jump ahead until we get it solidified, but it's gonna be interesting. So, I
Yeah.
think, and if you ain't got nothing else for them,
Nah, only one thing I have is understand one thing. Be able to accept constructive criticism.
right?
If a person is saying something to you to better you, hush your mouth. Stop always being so combative when a person is trying to get you to another level unless you just don't want to go. If you don't want to go to that next level, tell that person and I'm sure they'll leave you alone about it.
Right.
Okay? But if a person sees something in you, they're gonna try to help you because they see the potential in you. So let's just stop being so sensitive about things that we just really need to change. If it's something you need to change, it just needs to change. You can be as sensitive as you want to, it's still gonna affect you in the long run. So one of the things that I've noticed, that we need to honestly be able to receive each other better. Okay? Because you can receive from outside your culture, but not within your culture, you got a problem. Now, it is also how a person comes at you. But when a person is coming at you correctly, trying to give you something that's helping you build, because they've had to come from a place that they had to build from.
Mm-hmm.
And they're trying to do the same thing. Guess what? Hear them out.
If nothing else,
That's all. Doesn't cost a thing, nothing but a few moments of your time. And because you may hear something and be like, dang, why didn't think about that?
mm-hmm.
That's what I need. You know what I'm saying? That's what's missing from what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That might make you come all the way up
Yeah.
off of what you had took a few moments to listen to. So let's give a listening ear to each other and understand, just because you're looking out for your people doesn't mean you hate other people. You don't have to go out of your way to be rude or wrong towards any other culture to build your culture. Just concern yourself with each other and see where that goes. Okay, start with small circles and make a big one. You got me? That's all I have.
It is good. Till next time.
Till next time, we love y'all, man. Stay up.
Peace.
Peace.